Christopher DeSantiago with Sports Illustrated's MMA Knockout. Here today with the most active fighter on the UFC roster, the most dominant champion in LFA history, the pride of St. Louis, Missouri, and the newest addition to the UFC Flyweight rankings is Charles Energy Johnson. Charles, how's it going today?
Going good, baby. How we doing?
Pretty good, man. 4-0 in 2024. How good does that sound?
It's great, man. It's been a good year. Everything we sought to go after in 2023, we've been able to accomplish in 2024. And so it's been a journey to say the least. But that's what happened when you're going across the grand line. You hear me? You got to hit these different monumental achievements. Sometimes you're gonna take a couple L's along the way. But we've hit our stride here, 4 in 2024. We're in gear four, baby. I'm excited.
hmm And you won earlier this month. It's been a busy year for you. How have you been spending your downtime with the family since the win earlier this month?
Well, it's only been a week. It's only been a week. I know it feels like it's been a long time because it's been a week, but honestly, I was back in the gym on Thursday and just kind of slowly filling things out, making sure the body's good to start getting ready to chase after a next win and staying prepared. I want to get a fifth fight in 2024. So if anything happens with any flyweight drop-offs, I just want to be ready. And I'm always ready to go. The UFC, you give me an opportunity. I know what it means to get an opportunity to fight every time you step in front of those lights. It's a new audition, like Den Thomas said. So I'm super excited, just about the next thing, tick off the next thing.
Awesome, man. I mean, 5 fights in 2024 is just crazy. I think Kevin Holland did something similar back in 2020. Is this a realistic thing for you? Have you talked to the matchmakers about taking a fifth fight this year?
I mean, my matchmaker knows I'm on call. Whenever anybody falls out, I'll pick up the phone, and it's a very realistic option for me to take a fight. As long as I'm training and I'm healthy. So, they know that Charles Johnson, the Said Nurmagomedov, he lost his opponent in Abu Dhabi, and I fought on Saturday. On Monday, I was petitioning for that fight, and I was gonna go out there on that week and fight in Abu Dhabi, and replace Saeed's opponent at 135. So I'm always down to scrap. My manager knows this. The matchmakers know this. So, you know, um, right now, I think the team and everyone wants me pursuing a title, but it's hard to corral Charles Johnson when it's like some you send me something, I'm like, let's go, So it is what it is. We're focused on pursuing a title now.
Awesome, man. For a long time, you were pursuing that ranking. Finally got it. The rankings are a mess, but I'm glad that they finally kind of paid you the respect of a new ranking. What was your initial reaction to seeing a number next to your name and to see yourself become even closer to your goal of becoming a champion?
I feel like I should have been ranked, so like now it's just kind of like you didn't have a choice but to put me in the rankings. 4-0, and that's been my moniker for this year of 2024. Be undeniable, show people, win one fight at a time. It started with the Azat fight, my back against the wall, fighting for my UFC career after some stumbles with um, decision losses, very winnable fights, and then so now we're at the place where everything's on me, and it's about being undeniable and continue to rack off wins. And in this weight class, you win 5, 6 in a row, you get a title shot. So we're at number 4. We'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna be here. I'm training. I'm healthy, and I'm dedicated to this world title.
hmm I mean, how far do you feel like you're from a fight with Pantoja? Because I mean, we've seen Erstad get a title shot. He was like number 10 or number 11 at the time. We saw Kai Asakura, he got the title shot right away. So, how many fights do you think you might be away from the flyweight title shot?
You never know. It just with this weight class, like How close am I to a fight with him? I could fight him tomorrow and win. That's just flyweights. Flyweights are very talented. Anybody can win on any given day, and it's about who shows up that day. And everyone in the UFC is championship worthy in my mind. Some people can fight 5 rounds better than three. Some people can fight 3 rounds better than five, and they do well in certain formats. For myself in particular, I'm the best 5 round flyweight in the world who's learned how to navigate 3 rounds now. And so I just think whoever steps in with me, it's a long day, regardless whether it's 3 or 5, and I can win every single fight here on forward as long as I'm healthy and I continue to fight with the pace and how I'm feeling now. I won't lose for a couple years. I feel like it's on me if I lose. It's on me. I didn't do enough in the fight. I didn't make someone work hard enough. I didn't push a pace hard enough because skill for skill, I can beat anyone in the world right now. Anyone. I can be the world champion right now. So it's about when the UFC gives me opportunities, and it's about me continuing to take the opportunities to show them that I'm ready.
Mhm. The consistency that we've seen from you this year is just something to behold, man. What do you think changed between the Charles Johnson that we saw last year and the 2024 Charles Johnson that's really coming into his own this year?
Um, I would say for the most part, the difference is winning, um, urgency, starting faster, being able to get people into my pace earlier, and being confident in the work that I'm putting out. I think that's been the difference. And it's just a culmination of all the work I've been putting in the last couple years, learning how to win at the highest level. It's always the little things. So all those little moments in fights, I wasn't doing certain things, or I was not going, or I wasn't making the championship adjustments. I've started to make in practices and drilling and in the gym, and so it's correlated to my fights. So it makes me excited every time I get in the fight, and I notice, all right, could have done this better. Oh, I did this better this time. Oh, I did this from training. I added this to the feather to the cap, and people don't see it. It's just little things like this one. It was something I did with his guard that I've been drilling and training and training. I'm like, I naturally did it. I didn't think about it. I just did it in the fight. And I was super excited about it. And I also gave up position. So it's giving me something to work on. So I'm thankful for in a win. I have things to look at to get better at. And I'm thankful that I can see the progress that I've also made from the last few fights.
So, can I ask you about the decision to wear the purple shorts? Is that something that you had to like approach them about specifically, or how did you get the purple shorts?
Just ask, you ask and you shall receive. So all they can say is no. And if they have them in stock, why not? Right. So I asked, they didn't have them in my size. We were able to tailor them to the size that we needed. And luckily the UFC, they have a great staff. The seamstress did perfect. They fit perfect. They felt great during the fight. And they were a little bit bigger originally, but she got them perfectly fit for me for the fight. And yeah, you just ask for these things. I was like, I want orange or purple shorts if that's possible. Whatever I need to do for that to happen, let me know. And then have the dialogue with him. We made it happen, and it's not really that hard. It's just the same as, like, honestly, every fighter should have a fight kit by now. You can send the graphic
Yeah.
designers over what you want, and they can send it to Venom. Venom can make it so it fits their format, and you can have those for however many contracts you fight. That's once you're a couple contracts in, everybody should have 5 fight shorts. But I think that's something we're trending toward. That's something that's an easy fix. That's an easy work. You don't have to think about doing it by a country flag, red, yellow, green. It can still be uniform, and we can still do it that way. It's still be uniform. It'll still be have uniformity. So we're training that way. I feel like finally, guys are fighting in their own shorts and stuff. We're trending back towards that. So we'll see what happens, man. It wasn't a hard ass though. It was pretty easy. Just you gotta open up your mouth, so you can get fed.
Awesome, man. Can I ask you about Icon Battlegrounds? I believe you were trying to go for like a day next month. I believe it's rescheduled. Can you tell me more about that and what's to come next year?
Yeah, so our promotion, Icon Battlegrounds, will be held in St. Louis, Missouri at Ballpark Village. Right now, our tentative date for November 9th will be pushed to the spring. Just I want it to be a great show. First impressions matter, and we'll be able to market and get behind the athletes a little bit more, do a little bit more social media wise, get more tickets sold, and get more sponsors on board in the Midwest. So I just want this to be right on all ends. So we don't want to rush anything. There's no need to rush it. We're gonna have great talent, athletes always, because we have great relationships, and so that part we're not worried about. We just want to make sure everyone's taken care of. So it's more so to just stow up everything as far as the business goes, make sure everybody's good to go. And so when we begin this journey, it's seamless.
Hmm. Do you think the UFC returns to St. Louis next year? Obviously, you got you, Joaquin Buckley, both repping the purple. Do you think we see that sometime next year?
Um, it would be dope. I mean, it's a hard no probably for UFC 314. That would be dope. That's our area code 314. Let's go, St.
Oh, that'd
Louis.
be cool.
That would be dope as fuck. And it sold out last time. I'm sure they could sell out a pay-per-view there, but that's bigger names. That's it's a bigger show. So it all depends on what the UFC wants to do. Of course, they can sell out a fight night in St. Louis. We've shown that. We broke the gate record. We'll break it again, probably with the right people on the card. Me, myself, Sean Woodson. It's a lot of St. Louis guys. Joaquin Buckley, um, Evan Elder. You got Kansas City boys like Garrett Armfield and just like guys in the Midwest. It's like so many names, right? You could throw out
Hmm.
there. Cortavius Romeus just got signed through Contender Series. He's a great guy from Cahokia, Illinois, right there in St. Louis. They would throw on the card. It's so many guys you can throw on there, man. Alexander, 155er. I forget his first name.
Isn't
Alexander.
Woodley from St. Louis as well? I mean, I know he's no longer on the roster,
Yeah,
but I think he's
yeah,
from St. Louis.
yeah. Tyrants from St. Louis, of course. So you got Matt Hughes there in Missouri. He always shows up on fight night. Matt Hughes, former world champion. So yeah, man. I mean, St. Louis show does well, and it's shown it's the gateway to the West for a reason. The original Olympics was there for a reason. It's the middle of America. Everybody can travel to it. So yeah, I think that whenever they do decide to come back, it's gonna be a great show. You're gonna have two, maybe three guys in the rankings from St. Louis that you can put on the show. It's just let's go, baby. Let's make it happen, So UFC 314, let's make it happen. If not, a fight night for sure. And either I'm headlining or Joaquin, at that point. He keeps winning, he'll probably be the headline if it lines up with his timeline. For me, I'm like, you can headline me anytime. Guys been watching me, showing up for me, the headline in St. Louis for years. They would love it. The city would love it if I headline there. So you give me a top 10 opponent in St. Louis, we'll pack it out. I know it.
Most definitely, man. More flyweight main events are, coming together. This weekend we got Moreno Albazi. I guess ideally, I mean, you talk about a main event spot, and you're 4 wins in a row now. I mean, I want to put it past the UFC to give you a main event shot. So, I guess
Yeah.
when you look at your next fight, who do you kind of look at as okay? This guy could be a draw. Me and this guy could sell numbers, sell tickets.
Um, anybody in the top 10, honestly. Um, whoever McMahon puts in there with me, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna give me a W and continue to work my way up this ladder. I think that the weight class is so exciting right now. It doesn't matter who you put in there, how I'm fighting is gonna be a potential performance bonus of that fight every single time. So it doesn't matter about. I'm not excited about any of these guys. The only thing that excites me is something that moves me towards a world title and continuing my win streak, continue to move towards great things like winning 5 fights in 1 year, you know. 6 if I can have a fight before February.
Oh my
One
gosh.
one in December, one in February. Like that hasn't been done. Um, I'm the perfect guy to do it. I'm healthy. These are the great things that are possible with me. The UFC just has to have the opportunity just have to arrive, and the UFC has to see it as well and be in alignment with it. Um, I'm not opposed to it. Activity is longevity. I keep saying that, and I have world championship aspirations. So anything's possible right now. Give me a top 10 guy. Um, Off the top of my head, it's hard to call out guys because a lot of them are injured or hurt, retired or booked. But I believe anybody in the top 8 would be exciting fight for me. You got Manel Cop. Ursic's on a 2-fight losing streak. They usually match guys who lose together, so he might fight like a Nicolau or something.
Hmm.
Um, might match that fight up. I want Kai Kara France. That's who I want. Like if I'm calling my shot, I want Kai Kara France. If I'm calling my shot, I love him to death, but it's like Alex Perez is a prime time world championship guy that will challenge me and give me a hard fight. Family man, great dude. We will put on a great fight. Alex Perez is a great fight. Tatsuro just lost, and I think he's hurt, so he's gonna be out for a while. I think. Um, Not opposed to that fight either. I have to win at least one more before I can see Brandon Royval again. That'll be an extremely exciting fight for everyone. It was a great fight in the LFA. It's gonna be a great fight in the UFC when it happens. Um, that's 4 people right there. I think the other guys are either injured, like Tim Elliott's injured. Um, and we don't know where he is career trajectory wise. He may be close to retirement soon. So I would love that fight. He's a legend in my eyes. He's a legend. He won the Ultimate Fighter. He's been around forever, and he's always, always, always going to be a very tough fight for anyone who fights him, just because how he fights. So anybody like that, any of those top 5, if I'm calling my shot, it's Kai Kara France. If I'm calling my shot, it's Alex Perez, one of those 2 guys that really puts me in contention for a title. Um, is about, moving towards a title. Um, that's it.
Hmm. And last question I had for you, Charles, and thank you again for the time. I know you have championship aspirations, but it feels like you have aspirations to be the UFC's most active fighter. I believe the stats have you as the second most active behind Neil Magny. I guess where did that goal come from to be kind of a company man and to fight so many times in a year? I guess what pushes you to do that?
I'm the most active this year. I'm the most active in the promotion the last 2 years. And you got to think, the Neil Magnies, the Kevin Hollands, they fight in 2 different weight classes. No one's doing what I'm doing. I'm fighting in one weight class. That's flyweight. That's my weight class, and I've fought 4 times in so far this year, 10 times in 2 years and 2 years and 2 months. I fought 10 times. So over the span of 26 months, I fought 10 times. Nobody's doing that. In the same weight class. Those guys aren't consistently cutting to 170 10 times in 2 years. That stat is over the course of 3 years. It's 10 fights in 3 years. I did it in 2. So they had one great year where they fought 5 times, but it's been 2 or 3 in between, right? So no one's doing what I'm doing. I am the most active athlete in the world. They have done what I'm doing in the past, but no, at this moment in time in 2024, no one's doing what I'm doing, and I can put my I can put my hat on that. I'm proud of that work. I'm winning fights, and it's no reason for me to look back and think about the adversities I've gone through, and anyone who tries to throw them in my face, they're just hating at this point. That was 2023. We're going into 2025. 2024 was a great year for me, and I work diligently, and I keep my team and my family first. So if anyone wants to throw negativity my way or talk about things that aren't what's happening right now, then they're just not aware of what's happening, or they just choose to sit in that. And uh, I don't pay any mind to it. I'm very excited about where we're headed. Um, Super positive, super excited about it, you know. And with that being said, um, I think what I've done is really cool, and I'm paving my way to have a great career in the UFC. I just have to continue what I'm doing, stay healthy, and successfully win these fights and keep putting on the show. Performance of the night bonuses. I got two bonuses this year. Um, I could have had a third one if Darren Elkins wasn't such a savage, right? If
Yeah.
the damage wasn't such a savage, I think I would have had another performance bonus on this past weekend. So I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I'm excited about my team and moving forward, we just are seeking opportunity. When it's opportunity, it's time, space, opportunity. You keep doing what you're doing, something's gonna happen for you. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's a lot of you got Kai Asakura going for a title. It's a lot of great fights to get me excited. It's a lot of guys that are great at what they do. A lot of guys that I see that I can implement some things, and I know I have a tough time with, but I truly believe in the work that I'm putting out. I truly believe in my um and where I'm headed. So I really believe I'll be fighting for a title by the year end of 2025. Thank you to my team. And I know we're not fighting at world championship level. They may not give us fighter of the year, but 2025, we coming for that.